What's up, Philadelphia? Coming at you live from the Xfinity studio. It's another episode of the Cheat Seats right here on PHLY. Boys and girls, I am going to try my best to get through this introduction without raising my voice too much or getting too flustered in this process. Boys and girls, it wasn't too long ago. In fact, it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, even 3 weeks ago, when we reluctantly, begrudgingly even, we're talking about A.J. Brown's social media content and reports coming out about Jalen Hurts. Why? Because we had to. It's because it was what everybody else was talking about, and as much as we didn't want to, we had to. Because us as fans, we knew that we wanted to keep the main thing, to steal a Jalen Hurts term, right? Keep the main thing, because we're stacking dubs here. We're stacking dubs. We're not talking about in-locker room drama. Well, after Sunday, on America's Game of the Week, in front of the entire nation, we took an L. It wasn't stacking wins. We did not keep the main thing. We took an L. A pretty damn big L, right? We lost the pole position on the 1 seed. No longer are we the 1 seed. Now we're the 2 seed. The Eagles lose for the first time in the Kelly Greens. For the first time since 1999, we blew that big of a lead, and only the 4th time in franchise history, this organization blew a 21-point lead. But hey, are we happy now? We're not talking about social media. We're not talking about reports. We're not talking about in-locker room drama. Why? Because now the main thing is the main thing, and the main thing will always be coming home with that W. But is everybody happy? Is that what everybody wants now? Okay, yeah, Jalen Hurts had the highest passing yards total, the second highest passing yards total of the season. Minnesota aside. A.J. Brown went 8 receptions, 110 yards, his second highest passing total, his highest receiving yard total since Minnesota. See, I told you I was going to get flustered on this thing. So is everybody happy with their stats now? In a loss, is everybody happy? I'm going to end this with 2 things can be true, positive and negative. The positive is this. The Eagles weren't going undefeated in those last stretches of games. I understand. It's against the Dallas Cowboys, and because it's the Dallas Cowboys and in division, this one stings because Dallas fans are all in our ear. I get it. They don't own the tiebreaker over us. We're still winning the NFC East. So we were going to drop a game somewhere here and there. We weren't going undefeated on the way to the playoffs. So tough loss, yeah. Inexcusable loss, I get it. Not the end of the world. But on the other side, Eagles fans, if you've been griping about this offense, if you've been concerned, if you're worried that this type of performance is not sustainable to defend the Super Bowl championship and go win back-to-back, oh boy, are you right. All your concerns are justified and warranted, and we're going to talk about it here on the Cheap Seats. Mr. Black Gritty, first and foremost, in advance, because we're recording on a Tuesday for Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving in advance.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving. So, I love when you're angry. It makes me happy. I love when most people are angry. If I was a superhero and I could inflict pain upon other people, it would fuel me to no end to be able to have that power. Because everything you said is right. And at the end of the day, I'll be talking about it all the time. All I want is a Georgia W. I don't care if it's 3-2. If I win, I'm happy and I'll go and adjust and criticize from there. So in a loss, you get to criticize everything. And this week, again, we talk about how the media does and radio speculation, all that kind of stuff. But the leaks about Jalen Hurts and the quarterback and leadership and all that, it's like, man, you came out, you threw over the middle. Why were people on the radio saying, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw over the middle, that's why we lost the game? He threw 4 passes over the middle against the Cowboys that went up 21 points. Are you not watching the game? they still couldn't run the ball, but the passing game, like you said, it was on fire. The defense was on fire. They did everything they were supposed to do, except they did what they consistently do lately, which is get some kind of comfortability and then turtle up. And I know I bent the knee to Nick Sirianni, but it starts with him. And we're going to talk about it, but it starts with him. But you being so upset, I love it so much. It makes me so happy. Because I'm always angry. I'm like the Hulk. They ask me, like, how are you controlling it? I'm always angry. So,
yeah, you always angry.
Always angry.
Dallas brings it out of me, and especially taking a loss against the. But I'd rather do it against Dallas than the upcoming matchup. Mr. Jason Ashworth, happy Thanksgiving. How are you today?
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, and to you, sir.
Gobble, gobble.
I'm like everybody else. I'm frustrated. I'm confused. We've had a couple nights now to kind of digest it and try to make sense of it, make excuses for it, take our frustration out on whoever that may be. The reality of the situation, for me anyway, not good enough. We say it. I've said it all year long. Gritty, you've said it all year long. I don't care how it looks. I don't care how it looks. I know sometimes you've talked about style points and I kick back. I don't care. Get the W. I need a win. That's all I care about. And we could bitch about the OC. We could bitch about play calling. We could bitch about this, that, and the third down the line. But just get me the W. And I think the part that I think stings the most is the one thing I've realized over the last few days is I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. Because last week I sat here and I told you that no matter how it looks, that no matter what that schedule appears, that I think that they were going to go 3-0 through the stretch. I said no, but somehow I just believe they're going to win a game. I just believe that no matter how it looks or feels, they're going to win a game. And with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, I started sending the texts out. I said to Jenny, they ain't winning this game. I don't believe that they're going to win this game. I exposed myself for the hypocrite that this team can make me be. The frustrating part is it's the way that they lost. It's the context and nuance that we talk about. You want to show up in the first half and disappear in the second half. 14 penalties. You forget how to stay aggressive. I get it. You're gonna lose football games. Every team in the NFL wins football games. There's pros on both sides. It's the way they lost that game that pisses me off. It's the way they lost that game that has me frustrated.
Because we're broadcasting on an off day, I actually had the chance to see our boys who do the Eagles coverage, our actual beat writers, Bo and E. They were out in the lobby and we were talking it up. And I said, give me something. Give me something that you know I can talk about when it comes to this offense. And they're like, you're not going to like what we have to say. I was like, go ahead and hit me. Of all the teams that have made the Super Bowl over the last 10 years, this Philadelphia Eagles offense would be the worst offense if they made it to the Super Bowl of any of those 10 years, including the Denver Broncos under Peyton Manning, who at that time, again, as I brought up last week, they won it on the strength of their defense because Peyton at that point had a noodle arm. He wasn't the man that he was once before. The offense is what it is at this point. I know there's a lot of people calling for, hey, listen, can we bring in a consultant? Can Nick Sirianni maybe take over play calling? Can somebody else possibly take over play calling? And the reality of the situation, the way I see it is, the offense and the offensive staff, reinforced by Nick Sirianni this week, who said he has no intention of switching play callers. This is what it is. It's not early on in the season. They're not going to figure it out. It's not like we're treating the first 4 games. No. It's almost December now. We're talking playoff picture now, and this offense is the way that it is. Eagles' last 8 drives of that game. Punt, end of half. Punt, missed field goal, fumble, punt. That's simply, as we had all suspected, but we're trying to cover it all up with the dubs that we've been racking up, is not sustainable for winning football in the NFL.
So I'd like to call Bukkake on that. Bukkake?
Bukkake?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. It's just a word that came out
Okay.
because I wanted to say something different, but that's what came out. Didn't the Eagles in 2023 make a change on the defensive side of the ball in December when they brought Matt Patricia on to overtake that defense? Was the defense what it was? Now, it turned out that that's what it was. That's what I had to look up on my phone. I wanted to know when Matt Patricia took over defensive play calling duties. Why wasn't the excuse then for Sean Desai, hey, look, the defense is what it is? Because the reality was you were coming off a Super Bowl appearance the year before, and it is what it is ain't good enough. So I don't want to hear that the offense is what it is. Maybe at the end of the day, that proves to be correct. But that does not give you the right to rest on your laurels and just say, ha, so be it. It is what it is. I'm not telling you I have the answer. I don't know what the answer is. I have ideas. I have maybe some suggestions. Far be it from me to act like I have the answer, but I don't want to hear it is what it is.
So maybe they did that and they realized that was the wrong thing to do. And now they're not going to double down and make that mistake again.
That could possibly be.
So just as much as what you just said is true that way, it could be, we made that change and it's not the right thing to do. We're not going to make that mistake again because the defense is what it is. So I hate Kevin Patullo with all my heart. I never met the man. I hope to never meet him. It doesn't matter to me in life. Wish him all the best. I could care less. I don't need to meet him. Don't want to shake his hand. If he gave me an opportunity, I wouldn't do it. That being said, he shouldn't get fired.
No.
Because he is part of a problem that comes down to, again, Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni's thing that he puts on T-shirts is what? Tough cookies and what?
Tough detailed together.
Tough detailed together. So
cookies?
It's stupid. It's the flower thing. I don't listen to
No, I
this
get
ass.
it. I dig it.
So he says that all the time. So Kevin Patullo calls 3 first down plays. 2 of them to Dallas Goedert. When everybody says, where's Dallas Goedert? Well, dump off screen of Dallas Goedert. 10 yards. Mailata, false start. Fred Johnson, holding. Is that Kevin Patullo's fault? I just gave you 3 first down plays, and if they were executed right, it wouldn't have been third and out punt. We would have had a first down. Mm-hmm. But you false started, you held, and now the city wants to come at me because I can't play call. 14 penalties. Y'all want some white cornerbacks? Well, I don't know about the hand checking or whatever's going on, but it seems like, oh, guy goes down. Jackson's trash. Get him out of here. Jackson was holding on to a 7, giving up 7 points, and they were attacking him. He goes down. Next thing I know, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. So Cooper DeJean, CB DeJean is not my whatever, gets rocked. Okay. Makuba Scuba goes down, Blankenship goes down, and we get attacked. The one thing I'll say about KP is the Cowboys already had a banged up secondary. When their second cornerback went down, they had a third string guy in there, and you're still targeting A.J. Brown because he was hot in the first half, it's malpractice. It happens every week. We don't dissect and go after the weakest link on the other team, but they do it to us, and we watch it happen week after week. So that's why I never want to meet the man and shake his hand. It's not really because he's bad at his job. It's just because he's inept at adaptation. And I don't believe Nick Sirianni could do any better. So what are we going to do? Bring in a consultant for what? Yeah. So now I got 4 voices in there. And the last thing I'll say about Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts says something that was very key to the fact that he's tuned into conversations. I ran the plays as they were called. And why did he say that? Because 2 weeks prior, it was Jalen's going rogue.
Yep.
Jalen's going rogue. He's doing what he wants to do.
Great point.
And we think Jalen might know a little something better than some of these OCs sometimes. Mm-hmm. So this week it was, Jalen's not a leader. He's talking about, no. D-Gun got the report. Respected journalist. Hugh Douglas speculating recklessly with his text messages. Jalen's not a leader. Jalen's going rogue. So when Jalen after the game said, I ran the plays that were called. That's what you get.
Okay, so let me just, you hit me with a valid retort when I criticized switching coordinators, right? Or at least play calling responsibilities. It's a valid retort.
Either
right?
way.
It's a valid retort. So I'm going to ask you this question, the both of you. When you get a head coach in there, like let's say it's a new hire, mm-hmm. or it's a team that there's very few penalties called on them, who's the credit go to?
Head coach.
The head coach.
Yeah.
The credit goes to the coach. When it's a disciplined football team, the credit goes to the coach. Hey, that guy, you know what you're going to get. Disciplined football team, they're going to have a purpose. So why is it that when guys are offside or lined up, covering up a tackle, or when there are penalties after penalties after penalties, but now we want to blame the players? When it's a penalty-free team, that's because of the coach. But when there's a bunch of penalties, that's because of the players. No, that's not how it works. How it works is if your coach is preparing you and going over the minor details and doing what Sirianni says, which is focus. That was his message going into the game against Dallas. Focus. And they weren't focused. So yes, the players are always culpable. They're the ones on the team. But last year, this was a top 10 least penalized team in the NFL. Bro, they have 14 penalties, and they're in the bottom third. I think they're 26th overall. This is a poorly coached football team right now. Why? What's the excuse? What's the answer? I get it. You're not wrong. It is on the players. But to me, it's more than just play calling with Patullo. It is, do you have your players prepared for the plays you will call? They're an undisciplined, selfish football team right now.
But that's why I said tough cookies together.
Sure.
Because that's on Nick.
But it's on Nick and it's an extension of his coordinators.
You retorted the gritty. I'll retort to you on the Sean Desai. Who was the other guy?
Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia thing. Because I agree with gritty. I think they look back on that and think that was a poor decision in hindsight, but I get why they did it at the time. Sean Desai, rookie signal caller at the defensive coordinator position, and you had Matt Patricia, who had won Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. When I'm talking about switching up play calling, and I'm talking about the offense is what it is, I'm talking about from a personnel standpoint and B, a coaching standpoint. Because there is not another person in the offensive room who can do play calling, who's experienced with play calling.
Disagree.
Nick Sirianni.
Not him.
Who?
Scott Loeffler. He was a head coach. He called plays for years at Bowling Green. He's the quarterback's coach. He's got an intimate relationship with Jalen Hurts. He knows how to manipulate defenders. I'm not saying it will work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is to sit here and say, no, I thought KP called a great game. Then what the hell were you watching? Right? In the first half, sure. But this isn't the first time that we've seen this team completely flop in the second half, or the first half of two halves, or the second half, whatever it may be. This team puts a half of football together and then can't figure out the other. We know, we've seen it. The personnel is there. It's not going to change, and I don't want it to change, and we don't need it to change because it's good personnel. Yeah. Obviously, health has a little bit to do with it. They're a little banged up on the line. But for me, in this window that we're talking about, if it's evidently clear, which I feel that it is, that there's an issue in the offensive coordinator position, whether it be play calling, whether it be coaching, whether it be pay attention to detail, whatever that may be, then get another voice. Find a spark. Try something. That's the part that frustrates me, this idea that they don't have to try anything.
They definitely have to try something different, because I've heard this week, specifically from Ron Jaworski, but it was echoed through other different sources, that this is an execution-based offense. It's an execution-based offense. Okay, so what happens when they're not executing? Yeah, it's a basic offense. The route trees are very basic. The concepts are very basic. But we're basically banking on the fact that our guys are better than your guys, and that it's execution-based, and the guys just got to go out there and execute.
That's trash.
You've heard that from the analysts. You've heard that from the players. How many times have you heard that? We're one block away. We're one this away. We're one that away. Okay, I think there's enough of a sample size this late in the season to understand that your execution-based offense is not executing. Time to try something different. Time to try something new. I'm not saying switch signal callers. Don't go back. And maybe that guy, maybe he is the answer. But I know you're not going to Nick. Nick's a great in-game manager. That's fine. That's his role. When he was calling plays his rookie season as an NFL head coach, that first 8 games between him and Jalen was some of the worst Eagles football that I ever remember seeing. I don't want Nick getting anywhere close to calling the plays. But when it comes to Patullo, if the defense, Cowboys secondary is banged up, or they're not that good, or they're the 31st ranked defense, but you're so predictable that they know exactly where you're going to be, I think at that point, scheme is hindering talent. Scheme is hindering execution. And you don't have to look, Julia, if you could do it for me, you don't have to look any further than one Nick Foles, who is never critical of the team, has his own podcast, but had this to say on his podcast regarding the Eagles' offense and Kevin Patullo.
You should. You're athletes, right? You have some great playmakers on your offense. They don't do enough to get guys open because of play design, which is alarming.
These guys are having to
I mean?
make great catches, great plays, and that's my point is when the route tree is simplistic, the defense knows that. They know, like, hey, like his stop points are, 6, 10, 14,
Exactly.
and then occasionally he's going to run a slant and look for a slant and go. Very easy for a DB to, cover that. Well, when you motion him down and now he's running like a deep cross or he's running a Seattle route, which is off of a deep cross and comes out of it, all those things. I mean, the great teams, those guys are wide open. Even like when I'm watching with Tori, she's like, why are these guys so wide open? I'm like, well, it's a complementary route to a deep route. I mean, those are what you want to do. Like the deep play action, when you have a running back like Saquon, you want the Seattle route, which it looks like a big S. Travis Kelce's one of the best in the game at running it, but getting A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, guys with speed, you want them running deep crosses, Seattle double cross, a post corner. You need those downfield shots because it puts more pressure on the DB. It opens up more one-on-one matchups, but you got to have complementary. You need to have both because then the DB can't key and can't guess. So the creativity is key as a play caller and calling the plays at the right time. And then you got the big thing with great play caller is when do I call screens? Yeah, because you got to call. I know when I played, when I felt most comfortable, we do all this. And all of a sudden, man, we've been, screens. Oh, man, this is a great time to call a screen because we've set this up. I'm gonna do a little hitch in the pocket. I'm going to fade away. Boom. Wide open. It opens it up. It helps the offensive line. It crushes the defensive line because they're running after it. There's just an art, and I don't see that this year. I don't think anyone sees it. Even fans that are passionate Eagles fans, because I spent a lot of, I've been to Philly several times, and you hear every time I run across Philly, man, what do you think is going to happen with the offense? Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like, is this Jalen? I'm like, listen, it's a team thing. When you get listen, Kevin Patullo is probably a great dude, great coach, but like, there's an art to play calling that not everyone has, and it's not showing up this year. So I agree with you.
All right, so we appreciate Nick Foles for his commentary on that. And before we react to that, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Hey parents, the holidays are coming fast, and it's the perfect time to teach your kids a little something about money. And Greenlight makes it easy. Greenlight's the all-in-one money app and debit card made just for families. It helps kids learn to spend wisely, save for what matters, and build smart money habits, all with you calling the plays. Here's the best part. TrueMark Financial Credit Union members get a free custom card with their free Greenlight subscription. That's a $79.99 value. Not a member yet? No problem. You can open an account online or at any of the TrueMark Financial's 24 branch locations and score this exclusive offer. With Greenlight, you'll get real-time spending alerts, easy controls, and an instant on-off switch for your kids' cards. Plus, kids can earn on their savings and manage chores and allowance right on the app. So make the holiday season a win. Visit TrueMark.com/Greenlight for all the details and get started today. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is a federally insured by NCUA.
Everybody's got their favorite hard tea, but have you ever turned the can around to read what's in it? You can't, because they don't tell you. And while they quote unquote hide what's inside, Crooked Tea brags about it. Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic tea for real flavor with zero sugar. No fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see is what you drink. So the next time you're at the store, flip the can. If you can't find the ingredients, just put it back. Then grab a Crooked Tea, zero sugar, real tea, and fully transparent. You know it, Philly. Real recognizes real. So why drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea, the only thing better is a strip sack in the Super Bowl. Visit crookedtea.com to find a store near you. There you go. There's one. Nicky Foles talking about the simplicity of the offense and the art of calling plays.
So I love the fact that he called that out earlier in the show. We talked about there's professionals on both sides, right? Because valid.
Yes.
And I love the fact that, yeah, the Eagles do have playmakers on offense. And they do have guys that can pressure a defense, get them on their heels, and when necessary, make the play, right? When it comes down to it in a gotta-have-it moment, yeah, I want A.J. Brown, and I want Devontae Smith, I want Dallas Goedert, I want Saquon Barkley. But at the end of the day, they're both professionals. And I don't want to rest on this idea that, hey, big people beat up little people. Right? My guys are better than your guys. That works in those gotta-have-it moments, those pressure moments. But throughout the course of a game, you think Sean McVay, you think Kyle Shanahan is just looking at his guys and like, hey, I don't know, go out and make a play? Or are they designing an offense around their playmakers to get them in space, to threaten the defense, to scheme guys open? When you can marry those concepts, a la what Kellen Moore did in the Super Bowl last year, when you can marry these concepts and say, not only am I going to make life easier on my skill position guys, they're also better than you. So they're going to make it hurt that much worse. They've got that opportunity, but as Nick Foles points out, like, play calling's not for everybody. And in my opinion, I think Patullo's a fish out of water. I don't think play calling's for him, Gritty.
So have you ever, pre-high school, have you ever gone without meals as a kid? Like poverty?
No, poverty, no.
Poverty?
No.
So the reason I'm fat in general is because they used to call me Ethiopian kid. I used to look like Skin and Bones, like 10 cents a day kind of kid. So once I got money and I could have my own food, trust you me, I'm eating good now. I tell people all the time, I can afford food in this economy. I don't want to hear what you got to say. But when you're broke and you're struggling, you will find anything possible to survive, which is being nice to a kid that was bullying you because his mom makes good meals and she would invite you over for dinner sometimes. My thing about that is that's what the Eagles need to do right now. The injuries they have, we got what we got. You better make something work. Mayonnaise sandwich with a slice of cheese if you're lucky. You better make it work. Peanut butter, no bread. I'm telling you, there's a lot of protein in that peanut butter. And if you close your eyes, you think you might be eating something else. And that's what the Eagles need to do right now because the team is dinged up on the line. Now, I want to bench Saquon Barkley. And people don't like me saying that. But that fat cat got fed and now he's a gala king and he's wearing his suits and he's doing his charity. Well, how about you charity and run for 4 yards carry instead of 3.3? How about you do something for my community on the field and maybe cut upwards instead of running out of bounds? You looking real Miles Sanders-like, bro. You got an extra $20 million, and I know they paid you because you turned down the legacy of your family name. But my goodness gracious, bro, you don't look hungry. And trust you me, from a fat person that used to be starving, I know what hunger looks like. And you don't have it. Tank Bigsby does. He's out there running behind the same line, and people say, well, Gritty, he's only got 1/10 of the carries. Well, all I can go by is the fixes that he gets. Every little play scrap he gets, I'm getting you 9 yards, because that's all I get to eat, and I'm making the most out of it. Saquon's like, well, and he even said it himself, I'm in a funk, I got to get back together. You, as a fan of Saquon Barkley, can't tell me he didn't spend his whole career running behind a worse line than this dinged up line. I don't care if the line's dinged up. It's still stopping you. They're better than anything he had in the New York Giant uniform. And he still was putting up yards. He still was shaking and baking, right? So either you lost a step or you lost some heart, or your check's too big. Either way, let the tank loose. I want to see a 50-50 split so I can see with my own eyes what the difference is and maybe put some spark in his heart because I don't see hunger.
I wouldn't mind a lot of more Tank Bigsby, but for different reasons. Yeah, Saquon's in a funk. There's no way I'm benching Saquon. I know you're exaggerating. You're being facetious. Nobody actually thinks that Saquon Barkley should be benched. But my God, do we miss a little Kenny Gainwell in this offense?
Every time I watch the Steelers, I think that.
Yeah, do we miss? Because Kenny Gainwell was a great change of pace. He was a trusted. Singleton trusted him. He told me once, I don't know why Gainwell's not more beloved than this. He does everything we ask of him, and he does it well. And he was able to rest Saquon for a spell. I think they're so focused right now on getting Saquon going. They're banging their head against the wall, and I wouldn't bench him. I know you're being facetious, but we need to see a little bit more Tank Bigsby in here because Saquon's, if we're going to the playoffs, and we are, and if we're going to make a run at this thing, which we should, and if we should make it to the bowl without shooting ourselves in our own foot over this stuff, we're going to need a rested up, healthy Saquon.
Why doesn't the coach do it? That's another thing about KP with the play calling. All the things you're saying.
Yep.
Like, you don't see that you put this guy in, he's getting 8-9 yards, and then you don't give him another carry for the game. And I told you before, they get so hyped up when they see Barkley in there, they don't want to let him get a yard. They relax when somebody else is in the backfield.
I'm going to say something that's probably unfair. and it's probably blasphemous,
Buckle up, kids.
and I get it. But I like to be objective. I'm
bracing myself.
Now, I said it. Like, I take notes during the game. I'll just go in my notes app, and I'll just give myself little reminders how I feel in a certain time. Like, oh, what happens? And, like, just, little cues of my emotional state throughout the game. And at one point, I have it right here, and just so you know I'm not lying. At one point, what does that say right there?
I'm over Saquon Barkley.
Now, I'm not over Saquon Barkley, and that's not even the blasphemous part. I'm a Penn Stater. I love Saquon Barkley, but for the same reasons that we're all frustrated, you want to see him eat a little bit. You want to see him attack the hole. You want to see him get vertical a little bit. If he's not going to do it, then fine. Get Tank Bigsby in the game a little bit. You gave up a 5th and a 6th, and they don't use the guy. So there's frustration behind that comment. But when you go back and you take a look, okay, missed assignment there. Ooh, okay, well, that guy blew up the gap. Well, I don't really know what he was going to do there. And you start to, again, I'm not making excuses for him, but you start to say, I really don't know what we expect him to do in certain situations. So that leads me to my blasphemous point. Because Jordan Mailata hasn't played his best football.
Right.
And Landon Dickerson at times has just been flat out bad.
Banged up.
Cam Jurgens has been flat out bad.
Banged up, yeah.
Tyler Steen is a shell of Mekhi Becton. Yeah. And Lane Johnson's Lane Johnson. But even Lane Johnson's had some moments where not his best football.
Getting old.
But in Philadelphia, all we do is talk about Stoutland U.
Oh.
In Philadelphia, all we do is glorify our offensive line coach and talk about how lucky we are because we got what nobody else has. And I don't care what the name on the back of the jersey is, he'll turn you into a Pro Bowler. And for many instances, that is 100% correct. He deserves his flowers. Stoutland is one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL. So my question is, why not this year? What happened this year? Is he the only one that got a little content? I don't know. Injuries play a factor. Absolutely. But Steen hasn't risen. Mailata's kind of gone down. Dickerson probably came back a little early and his play has been affected. Even when Cam's in the game and we say because in the NFL, if you're good enough to play, you're good enough to go. No excuses. You're in the game, you're in the game. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you this out of, but he's at 90%. Doesn't matter. You're in the game, you're expected to do your job. So my question is, if we can sit here and bang on Sirianni, if we can sit here and bang on Patullo, and we can bang on every other coach where their unit isn't playing well, is it time we have a conversation about Stoutland?
No.
I think it's fair.
No.
No, you can't. But see, for that reason, you can't say no. I'm not saying he's the best O-line coach in the NFL.
But that okay. But hard stop.
Why so many blown assignments?
Hard stop right there, because we know who Stoutland is. We know who Jalen Hurts is. We've seen it. We know who A.J. Brown is. We've seen it. We know who Smitty is. All of that. I'm not an all-22 guy. I can't break down the X's and O's like Fran and tell you this is where the mistake was made, or this guy's got to be player, or this guy's got to be better, or this player blew their assignment, or anything like that. But what I can use is just common sense and the laws of deductive reasoning. We know who all these people are, including Jeff Stoutland right there. Could it be that the offensive play calling is so poor and so predictable, and the routes are so predictable? Everybody's talking about Jalen Hurts being so conservative, is so reluctant to throw the ball. What if it's just as simple as the fact is every defense knows that you have what Nick Foles said, a 12-step drop where you're making your cut, the 16. They know on 3 points in the football field exactly what, and you're draped on. We've asked, is A.J. Brown lost a step? Maybe he hasn't lost a step. Maybe the routes that he's running are so damn predictable that the defense knows exactly what position to be in to defend it, regardless of talent. What if the running game is so predictable that even when they see Saquon Barkley in there, they're saying, okay, we know how to blow this play up so that he's getting hit no more than a yard, no more than after yard, he's getting contacted, and he's getting brought down, and we're stymieing the run game, and we're daring you to pass it because we know with these Bobo, Duplo block routes that you're running. So we've questioned Jalen Hurts, but we know who Jalen Hurts is. We've questioned A.J. Brown, but we know who Jalen Brown is. Smitty, Goddard. I get it. There's variables out there. The health of the offensive line, the age of the offensive line, the durability of the offensive line hasn't been the same. I get it. There wasn't a person alive who thought that Saquon Barkley was going to rush for another 2,000 yards. Oh, wait a minute. That was me. Anyway, there wasn't another in other words, Saquon, I'll give you like some of the stuff, Gritty, I'll give you some grace. He just ran for 2,000 yards. You're not going to be the same running. Historically speaking, go back and look at 2,000 yards rushers. None of them are having the same kind of success the following year. Now, that means the next year they might pick it back up. But after coming off of a Super Bowl, running for that many yards and being the workhorse of that offense, I'm willing to show Saquon a little grace. So if you look at all the variables, we know who all these people are. You know who we don't know who it is? Who he is? Kevin Patullo. You bring Steichen in, you go to a Super Bowl. You try to hire within to a rookie, unqualified, in-house candidate in Brian Johnson, and it sucks. It's terrible, right? So you get rid of him, you bring in, I'm sorry, who was the next one?
Here, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. Independent, new set of eyes, integrating it with Nick Sirianni's offense. It looks amazing. We go back and we do the same thing, and I tried my very best. I think we all tried our very best to not think that Brian Johnson equals Kevin Patullo, that one doesn't equal the other, and give this guy the benefit of the doubt. The deductive reasoning tells you we know who everybody else is. It's Kevin Patullo.
So besides the fact that you just made him really upset with that.
Who, me?
Yeah, you just made him really upset.
He's making excuses, and I love him, and I don't want to call him out on it.
It's okay. He went off on a super long tangent. Can't even cut that. It's like 5 minutes because he's so upset. I'm gonna help you out in like 90 seconds. So, kids, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. We do not question Stoutland University. We do not question Vic Fangio. Those are the only two coaches we do not question.
I know.
Because 2,000 yards on a running back is 2,000 yards on the line. You wanted them to keep Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is also injured in and out because he also rushed for those 2,000 yards. The line isn't terrible because my quarterback still gets 7 to 12 seconds to throw the ball. So Stoutland U is still doing it what it do.
Nope.
And Steen is something. You know what happens? When you get a Juergens, when you have a lane that you keep on forever, and you have Dickerson, and you have Mailata, you have so much money wrapped up in the line. I'm sorry that they're drafting guys from like the 7th round from Rutgers that are 6'8" and 19 years old and stash them on the practice squad to have a backup plan for Lane Johnson, because in 2 or 3 years when he leaves out, Stoutland U will keep on producing what it needs to produce. But right now, Saquon Barkley's not the only one that rushed for 2,000 yards, and you're getting dinged up on the line. And as bad as they are, if your running back's not hitting the holes where you have available to you, and you're still producing 6 seconds for passing, I can't blame Stoutland U for the false start on Jordan Mailata, whose leg is hurting, which he's not on the injury report. I've talked to him personally, and every day he's like, man, my leg, standing in line, signing people's autographs so he can go hawk it on eBay. He still stands there and does it. He's a good guy.
You want to bench Saquon Barkley. It's hyperbole.
Yeah.
I'm questioning Stoutland.
It's unquestionable.
It's hyperbole.
No, it's drugs. It's drugs.
And the reason is because, again, you guys are both just making excuses, and that's fine. That's okay. We're allowed to make excuses for guys that we like. I love Jeff Stoutland. The truth is, pass pro is fine. Jalen has all day to pass. But in run blocking, you don't have to be an all-22 guy to see this. I'm not an all-22 guy, but you don't need to be. When defenders are in the backfield, like the minute Barkley gets the ball, he's already got a sidestep one because Cam Juergens completely blew his assignment. Or because whatever the reason may be, there's constant missed assignments or guys getting blown up or confusion on the line, whatever that may be. We can't make excuses and pick and choose which coaches we want to hold to the fire and which ones we want to say, nah, but I like that guy. I love Jeff Stoutland. I do. We all do in this city for reasons you've already mentioned. But there have been too many issues on the line. You say, Mailata false start. That's not on the coach. But it is. It's on all the coaches.
Yeah,
it means they're not prepared.
Yeah.
Right? So
But
it's
put that on the
okay
head
to
coach.
call that out.
Put that on the head coach.
You put it on the head coach ultimately, right? Yes, absolutely. But it's on all the coordinators. They're the ones in the meetings with these guys. They're the ones working intimately with these guys. They're the ones who are providing the weekly assignments and what to look out for. I mean, they said it earlier. Landon Dickerson didn't even know that they were going to run 5-man fronts.
So he actually...
He walked that back. I know. But he said what he said, and I wonder why he walked it back the way he walked it back.
I will say this because I talked to one of the reporters there.
Yeah.
They did clip what he said.
Yeah.
They did not give the full explanation of what he said.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that, on his part, that's... Because I was hot.
Fair. Me
That's
too.
why I didn't
Right.
bring that up.
I turned it off. I said, I don't want to hear it.
And when he was on the players' lounge, he gave the full explanation. And I texted somebody, I'm like, is this what happened? He's like, that is what happened.
Okay.
He's like, he did say it, but it was cut down.
And that's okay.
So-
The overall point is just that when we're in a situation that we're in, because we're questioning, people question, is it Jalen? Right? People question, is it Sirianni? Is it Petullo? Like, what is, I just don't, I agree with you. Yeah. Anybody who follows me or listens to a damn word that I say, no, I've been telling you Kevin Petullo is a problem for 3 months.
It's just, everything you're saying is fine, except for
the Stoutland part.
Stoutland
I
and
love him
Fangio.
too.
No.
I didn't question Fangio.
So, I know, because they're unquestionable. Those two coaches are unquestionable.
You might be right.
So, and I'll say this to you as a man who now has a family, you got the kid, you got the wife. Stop.
Get off the drugs.
Nah, well, the drugs, I mean, you might need the drugs. I don't know how the wife treat you at home. I mean, she thinks I'm funny. You might have something to deal with. So the point is that you need to understand the difference of telling someone excuses versus explanations. That'll get you in trouble at home.
Go ahead.
We're not giving you excuses. I'm giving you an explanation of actual injuries.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse. They're hurt. They're on it. Concussion, leg.
No, that's
busted.
Fangio. That's Fangio.
Yeah.
Did Mailata play?
The
Did
line.
Dickerson play?
Yeah.
Did Cam play?
Yeah.
Steen playing?
They're all
Yeah.
they're hurting.
I get it, but that's not an excuse in the NFL. If you play, you play. Period.
That's what I said. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation of higher performance. But again, I'm still telling you, they're doing enough. That's the thing that kills me the most, because everybody outside of us, you got the highest paid offense. Last year, we were injury free.
Yeah.
Lucked out.
Correct.
This year, like I said,
Not so
three
much.
people go down to secondary. The comeback of the century, the Eagles suck. But nobody says that Jackson went down because, he sucks. He was holding them in check. Nobody says that Blankenship went down, and next thing you know, you're checked. So that's not an excuse.
Okay.
I'm not giving you an excuse.
Okay, so
that's an explanation.
Fair enough. It's an explanation. When you were watching what was happening in the second half and they weren't able to move the ball, did any one of you on your couch sit there and say, well, I mean, the logical explanation is the line's banged up? Or were you pissed off, yelling, screaming, saying, unacceptable, what the hell's going on?
Unacceptable.
What was the more realistic conclusion you came up with?
Well, I'm blaming Saquon Barkley on the offensive line.
All right, fair.
That's
But
what
most
I'm
of
doing.
you, and that's okay, most of us at home, myself included, were irate. We were livid because every play they were living in the backfield. The line wasn't holding up on the run blocking. So to me, again, it's just I try to keep it a buck. And if I'm going to question one guy because his unit isn't performing up to par, then I'm going to question the next guy if his unit isn't performing up to par.
I also don't like saying it on public because even though only 3 people watch this show, there might be 3 million people that watch this show. And Saquon Barkley has a super duper tell when he's in the backfield or when he's going to run
he looks.
or pass.
Yeah,
gives that look
every single
it's
time.
all, it's
And if
all
I
over the
know
internet.
it, if you know it,
And
all
that's what I'm
over the
saying.
internet.
So again, get me somebody else in the backfield
Yeah.
just so I can see average.
Right.
Something different.
Yeah, there's a
Because no
run-
matter
there's a
what,
run
like when
game.
you're talking about with the line, I would agree with you if this guy wasn't averaging 9 yards per carry.
I know. I like
If
that.
he-
I love
if-
Tank.
No,
I want more run.
Even if it wasn't him, if any player was averaging 9,
If he was averaging
and then
5,
your guy's averaging 3.3, that's 3x the production.
Yeah.
I've got to figure out what's on with that.
Yeah.
And so everybody says he only had 1 carry. I don't care.
Yeah.
One guy had 2.2, the other guy had 8. I'd give the other guy with 8. 2
Numbers
more
are the
carries.
numbers.
And it also kind of dawned on me as I'm watching all this go down, and you start kind of piecing things together and noticing certain independent things. Last year, the offensive line collectively went to the head coach and said, we got to start running the ball. That's our identity. I remember watching the Super Bowl and the kind of the behind the scenes that the NFL Films put together, and it was Jalen Hurts who gave the coaching staff a list of plays like, hey, if we get the opportunity to run this, we're going to run one of these, and I guarantee you it's going to be a home run. One of which being the dagger.
Yep.
That was a Jalen Hurts play. So you had players going to the head coach. You had Jalen Hurts giving the head coach and the offensive coordinator plays during the biggest game of the year of things that he liked and he thought he could score on. Okay. Now I'm hearing, to your point, Black Gritty, the Jalen, hey man, I'm just calling the plays that are, I'm running the plays that are called. I'm running the plays that are called. I'm hearing AJ complain about the offensive design. Where's the player empowerment in all this?
Fred Johnson. That's for a coach.
That's a question for a coach. Even Jalen now is like, that's a KP thing, right? He even said that. So when I say, to circle back to the beginning, that the offense is what it is, the talent is what it is, the coaching staff is what it is. Schematically, they have to figure something out different because this execution-based style, basic Bobo offense is simply not being executed and not getting it done. Go to the players. What do you want to run? What do you like? Let's invite them, empower them.
So I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm agreeing, but I'm getting frustrated not at anything that you're saying. But on one hand, you've got Jordan Mailata saying, nah, KP put us in positions to make plays. Like he's supporting his guy. Numerous times we've heard AJ, kind of quietly support KP, right? Like, even in his frustrations, he doesn't go out and say anything about the play calling. The play calls are there. They just got to go out and execute. But then the flip side of that is, well, now your quarterback wants to say, I'm just calling the plays that are called. And my right tackle said, well, that's a question for the coach. And it's like you're talking out of both sides of your ass.
Well, again, that was because of the inside reporting from inside the organization last week. That's a direct reflection of Derek Gunn and Hugh Douglas speaking for a voice inside the organization. Now everybody's like, you know what? Coaches.
It's just a mess.
Coach, it is.
It's just a mess.
And that's why I don't like the drama.
It's frustrating.
Save it for your mama. Let's pay some bills.
You got an outlet that you said you fixed last summer. Remember the 90% rule? Only 9% of the projects get fixed. Ace Hardware Home Services got that person too. Because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home services and repair folks. From plumbing and electrical to heating and cooling, they've got the trusted pros to keep your home humming all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing helpful home. The helpful you love from the store now to your front door. From Philly to the Jersey Shore. Let's ask why. At Ace Hardware Home Services, whenever they get ready for the next job, imagine this, they remember what to bring. Right? We set the bar low. We start small. They bring experience. They bring understanding. They listen to your goals. And the job isn't completed until you're satisfied. They bring the helpful. It's service you can trust and satisfaction guaranteed. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get you started on your next project.
So I did not embarrass my friend who saw the show last week when I was talking about watching a game at his house, and he's got a streaming service. Ditch it. Get Xfinity. It's so much better. You're probably living a lifestyle that you don't even know about. I'm not going to tell you which service it is, but one of the streaming services adds an extra commercial. And so sometimes you might be 30 to 40 seconds behind on your gameplay. You don't want to live like that. You want to live in 4K. You want to live up to date. You want to know when the text message comes in that it's safe to check. Because I usually don't text people during the game. I texted you during the game. We're safe to go because we got Xfinity. 4K, you get the 4 boxes on there. The service is impeccable. There's no buffering. There's no lag. You're just pure and simply watching your sporting event live in full color HD 4K. I think that you go to Xfinity.com and sign yourself up and get back in the game in real time with Xfinity. It's good for you. Help yourself.
That was a good job.
No buffering.
Well done. No read. Pure experience, all heart.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it. Why don't we get to Woo Player of the Week? We'll talk a little bit about the Bears and then go from there.
Sure. You got an order?
You're so sad.
I'm sad?
Yes.
Why?
Because the anger in your voice, too. You're so frustrated. You did read on mad. I love it.
I did. This is what they do to me, man.
Hey, that's what happens when you care.
All right. We got what's the order for Woo?
She's going to play the soundy thing.
Oh, we got a soundy thing.
Woo player, we're going to go E-Rock, Julia, Ashworth, me.
Try to put a positive spin on this, buddy.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. My woo player is woo person, woo group of people. Listen, you deserve it.
Oh no,
You got it coming.
you crumb.
You got to eat your crow. Eat your crow. My woo player of the week is the Dallas Cowboys social media team, because the Eagles social media team, who, by the way, I take pride in my folks being super duper petty. Oh, super duper petty. Well, you just got out pettied by the Dallas Cowboys social media team, because earlier or the week before, they posted up a brick wall with everyone's Photoshop faced, right? Who's getting past this brick wall? Dallas Cowboys social media team. Bang! Kool-Aid man with Dak Prescott on the face. Yeah, okay, that was a dig. And then today, the reason why they were I saw it today, and I was like, well done. Well done. No, we had that one coming. You saw the clip, Fox 29, all the kids bouncing, and I saw that, and I was like, I'm not sure about that one, dude. I like that. They better not come back to me. So what did they do? They pasted the eagle, or they took a picture of the Eagles logo, they put it on a pad, and after the game invited all the Dallas Cowboys players to go ahead and beat up on it. Listen, I got to hand it to you. Solid burn, Dallas Cowboys. Solid burn. So for that, you are, I can't believe I'm saying this, my woo player of the week. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Julia.
Oh, I'm so not prepared. Okay. My woo player of the week. This is a little nod to my fiance, who we're not allowed to say
Yeah, don't do it.
anything.
Don't do it.
You can say
This
it.
player also, he's one of his favorite teams, college
Okay.
football. This player, he told me this morning, also has a comic book that he made about himself, and he's just awesome. So check it out, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame.
Notre Dame kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Notre Dame running back. It's really cool. He created it himself with another student. So, and he's just a beast. So,
Okay.
Jeremiah
Finish it
Love
off.
is your
Finish it off.
so Jeremiah Love is my
Woo!
player of the week.
We're getting there. Okay. So this one, honestly and admittedly, it was tough because there ain't a damn player in Kelly Green that was going to get this. That was going to get this woo player of the week, especially not after 14 penalties. And I don't like to pull the ref card, so I won't. I'm not going to pull the ref card. But I will say that it was rather interesting that after a 21-0 lead at half, maybe a few phone calls were made, maybe a couple favors were asked, maybe a couple demands were met to send the game in a certain direction, because I don't know if you guys checked the schedule, but Thanksgiving at 4:30, a prime time matchup between two very marketable teams in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. A make it or break it game for both. All the allure, all the attention, all the eyes on a matchup that my woo player of the week wanted. Mr. Roger Goodell, you got what you wanted, dude. All right. Everyone's watching your Thanksgiving Day game now. And I don't know if you called in the favors. I don't know if you asked me, I can't say his name. BV is the initials of the lead referee in the Eagles-Cowboys game. But 14 penalties later, Dallas escapes with the win and finds themselves right in Goodell's lap on Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving night. Either way, it's a game I don't care for. So for that reason, you crumb, Roger Goodell, you are my woo
Player of
the week.
So not to your thing, but just to say, I was going to complain about this. I didn't in my video either. Rewatching the game, the Eagles' defensive line was held on
All
every
the time.
single play, over and over and over again. So when people ask how come these guys are 0-0-0, they were literally being held. There were times where guys were getting knocked over onto the ground, drugged down by their feet.
You know the tough part about that? I
So-
hate using
but I don't.
refs
So
as
I don't.
a-
I didn't bring it up, and I wasn't going to bring it up. But you
I
said it, so I'm
hate
saying
it.
that.
But it's so freaking true.
But it's true, and it is what it is. That happens
Yep.
in games.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
So normally I'm here before you guys. You guys beat me here early today. because one of my girlfriends broke up with her boyfriend and she was really sad, so I had to go console her. And it made me think about my woo player. And my woo player is somebody that I wish I could get back, somebody who is still in house, but apparently not on the team, but I think he should be on the team. And I don't know if it's racially motivated or what, but Covey, can I get you back, baby? Yeah. I know I might have said a few things about you in the past and asked a question. I might have questioned you. But you know what I'm saying? When I was walking my girl through her situation, trying to make her feel okay, I realized that I might have been wrong about you, boo. I realized I might have been mistaken in the way that I spoke about you at times. Because this new replacement of you can't do what you do. They can't make me feel how you made me feel. So anybody listening, I know you're on the practice squad. Lord, can somebody get him back into the big house? Because Brandon Covey, not only you got a place in my heart, you got a place on my squad. And you are my woo player of the week. Oh, come on back, baby.
So earlier,
I missed you.
Earlier in the show, he said he texted me during the game. And no sooner, I'm in the house, no sooner than when Gibson fumbles that ball, I'm in the kitchen. I say, watch my phone. Gritty's going to text me.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he says, I'm always right.
It's amazing the things that sometimes, the simplest things that we take for granted. You know, mid-play slay over Ringo. Oh, I'll tell you, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Becton, no, Steen, but no, we'll let Becton go get his bag. And granted, Becton, like Steen is a drop-off, but we didn't expect it to be the kind of drop-off that it was. And Covey, and there's certain things that we have taken for granted, a healthy offensive line, an all-pro offensive line. You know, all these things that sometimes that we just kind of, oh, don't worry, we'll find a replacement. And when you don't, you're like, what in the hell are we doing? Who?
It's even worse when your replacement's still in the practice squad. I'm like, why is he on it? Nick Sirianni sucks. Special teams coach, what's his name again? Special teams coach?
Yeah, Clay.
Sucks. There was a time when I gave him grace again, but I'm sorry, Nick. The fact that you didn't cut that kid and put him on the practice squad after that, I told you that like we were arguing stuff on Twitter about a play that he fielded was legal to field. I was just saying he's doing moronic things over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And now we saw the stat, he's got like a 14% fumble rate, which we didn't know until now he fumbled, but he's just moronic at the line. I don't care how fast you are. How fast is your brain? Like, what are we doing? So, man, knowing that Covey's on the practice squad makes me sick to my stomach watching that guy week after week put me in heart palpitations.
So we got the Chicago Bears at 8-3 coming into town. Which, by the way, you want to talk about the benefit of having a new offensive or a good offensive scheme, all right? And with a new coordinator, take a look at Ben Johnson and how he's turning. If you were to tell me that the Bears would be the third seed in the NFC right now at 8-3 and coming to a pit like. This one would be the one that we're circling on the remaining schedule. Like, listen, you got to win a lot of them, but this Chicago one for tiebreaker purposes. If you would have told me that in the beginning of the season, I would have told you were smoking. I would have told you were smoking. But here, the Chicago Bears are. Points per game offensively 8th, yards per game 6th, in the run game 2nd in the NFL. In the past 12, giving up the 4th least sacks in the NFL. Ben Johnson, it's amazing what a good offensive scheme will do to a team, make or break them. They're coming to town. They're feeling red hot. They're feeling confident. How do you feel about this matchup on Black Friday? Ashworth, we'll start with
Chicago stinks.
Oh, okay.
Chicago stinks. They do. You rattle off all, and I'm not saying their offense stinks. I'm saying their team stinks.
Right.
We rattle off all these numbers, and okay, their point differential's 3. They're 8-3 with a point differential of 3. They, they've got an offense, right? And the Eagles are banged up. They're going to be tested. No Reed Blankenship, no Andrew Mukuba, no Adoree Jackson on a short week, most likely. So they're going to have to figure out. Chicago's going to be able to move the ball and put up points. They are incredibly banged up on defense. If the Eagles can't find a way to beat Chicago, if they can't find a way to move the football on that defense, then I'll tell you, then it's a moot point. Just bury it now. Let's be done with it now. Because this defense, they turn the football over, the Bears do, which is a good thing. That's what you want to do. We always talk about ball security and how important turnovers are, and that's the one thing that defense will do. But if you're the Eagles and you do take care of the football how traditionally they do, I just don't know, and I'm setting myself up here. I get it. I'm setting myself up. But I just don't see how the Eagles can't move the football and do enough to slow them down on defense. I look at this and I say, this is they better win this game. I'll just say that.
So one thing off what you said real quick outside of the bubble of that, Dan Campbell takes over play calling, which I thought was the biggest joke in America. Now, mind you, Weather took a dump against the Eagles. Against the Commanders, rolled up 40 points. The Giants rolled up 40 points. I was like, I didn't think he could call plays at all because he's emotional like Nick. He's not doing a terrible job because he does have a playbook that you can go back and look at. It's just embarrassing that we can't do something like that. So when you say what you just said about the Bears, I hear you, Bears. I'm going to tell you that I respect you. We have done you a great service. We have made you kings of the North. We have beaten everyone in your division for you. If you don't lay down for me on this Black Friday, I will decimate you. We have given you a gift of gifts. We are now asking you to lay down your sword and let us handle our business because we know you're not going to the Super Bowl. You're not beating the Rams. You're not going to do anything but be happy to make it to the postseason in the first year of your Lord, new coach. So you will take that and accept that and hand us this George W. This man was speaking very blasphemous. He was very aggressive towards you. We have made a pact. We have held up our end of this pact. The pact is now over. This Black Friday, you will bend the knee and repay us for services rendered. If you do not, there will be problems upon you. Maybe A.J. Brown, maybe it'd be a tank rolling down your street. But either way, we will secure this George W. come hell or high water. Because if the high water comes, I don't think the fans will allow you to leave the stadium. So again, I suggest that you honor the treaty that was signed and accept the services that were delivered to you, Chicago Bears, and bend the frickin' knee. I need this George W. like nobody's business. I got Thanksgiving as a fat person. It's one of my favorite holidays. Thank God it comes the day before. But don't mess up my leftovers, baby. Bend the knee.
Come hell or high water. That's a good way of putting it. Come hell or high water. And life, I don't mean to get philosophical, but life.
Yes, you do because it's what you do best. We
like,
just don't do it on the show. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so life mirrors football. Football mirrors life so many times, right? So the true grit, the true integrity, the true gumption, manhood of people is not tested when times were good. It's not tested when you're racking up wins, because that's easy to celebrate. It's easy to smile and act happy and act proud and live life when things are going your way. The real test of somebody's testicular fortitude is when times are bad and they handle adversity. Because handling adversity is the single largest cornerstone of one's character, whether it be an individual's character or a team's character. So in this position, where you are coming off of a short week, which, by the way, short weeks have not been kind to you in the least bit. In a short week, coming off of a devastating loss, this not only needs to be a systematic win as far as play calling, play design, execution, fundamentals, no penalties, but this needs to be the come together moment. And if I'm the Eagles coaching staff, knowing full well that I am not relieving Kevin Patullo of his play calling duties, and that we are struggling as an offense and an execution style offense, I think it's time to start going to the players and start empowering the players. What do you like to run? Jordan Mailata, we're struggling on the offensive line. Cam, we're struggling. What can we do? What do you guys like to run? And what do you think? What would you put? Because we got this entire playbook. But when it comes game time, like most people will do when they're rookie in their position, they'll just hone in on what they like to run. what they feel. They're confident. If you're a fisherman, your confidence lures. If you're a DJ, your go-to set. Whatever you do professionally, you have a go-to thing. Well, let's start digging in the back here. And let's start asking around what the players think that we should do. What are the plays that you like to run, Jalen, that you feel like you can score on? AJ, so on and so forth. Because in doing that, you will discover unpredictable things and looks that opposing defense hasn't seen. It happened to us on Sunday. Well, they didn't run a lot of 5-down, 5-man fronts. They ran some of it. We were kind of prepared, but we weren't prepared. And it cost the Eagles. Find some shit that they're not going to be prepared for. I know it's in the playbook. It's buried underneath there somewhere. Ask the damn players their opinions, their options. You might just come up with a few gems. Listen to Nick Foles, who says sprinkle a well-timed screen in there. Scheme guys open. You're not scheming guys open. You're relying on talent to win, and the talent is not executing. Time to try something new. Not with the offensive coordinator, not with the head coach, not with the personnel. With the actual scheme.
So let's run BG's questions and get out of here so we can live our life. Today, I don't want you cheating. You both have pieces of paper. How many days can you go without a shower? Write the number down. How many days can you go without a shower? I'm going to let Julia go first so she doesn't have to write, but you two have to write. Julia, how many days can you go without a shower?
I don't want to admit this, but I mean, camping and I've gone a while. I can tolerate it. I can say like 5.
5? E.
0. In fact, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk too long, but I'm a multi-shower a day guy.
Okay.
I'm usually an everyday shower guy, but I put 2 in the off chance that I didn't shower that day because you said, how many can I? So I went 2.
So I can go 31 days without a shower. Bro. Here's the caveat that you don't
Children watch this show.
That we don't want you to understand. For every day you didn't shower, you made $100,000. Julie made $500,000.
Woo!
You made $200,000.
Okay, but that's different.
You made $0. It is different. It skews your mind.
I'll go a whole damn year if you tell me there's money on the line.
Exactly.
But you got to preface the context.
I want a real
But
answer.
he said shower, not bath.
I want a real answer of cleaning yourself. Like how long? Now that you know, how long can you go?
How much do I make a day?
It's $100,000 a day.
Bro, if I make $100,000 a day, I can use deodorant?
Yeah. You just
But
can't
I'll
take
go
shower.
a year.
I don't think you reasonably make a year without a shower.
Why? Why?
I will sooner
I'll
scrub
live
my
in my
ass.
house for a year, do nothing.
I will sooner scrub my ass in the fountain at Logan Square for $100,000. You know what I mean? I'll go to rest 100K.
Just
Yeah, all right.
I'm good.
Yeah, but you still got to go to work. You still got to do your thing every day.
No, I don't. I'm getting paid $100,000 a day.
At the end of the thing.
That sucks for them. Sorry.
Light's going to be turned off
Be
every
careful
day.
what you say because at the
Light's
end of this,
gonna
I'm
be
going to be a very rich man.
So
be
look,
careful what you say.
Now, mine is literally like I've gone 14 days without a shower.
What was the cause? I need to know.
The cause was, when I talked about poverty earlier, we did not have running water. And I just didn't have water. And when we got water, I was washing all my clothes in the bathtub. It was a really bad situation. So I know I can go at least 2 weeks.
Well, that's not funny.
Oh, it's not funny.
I can't laugh at that.
No,
I
you
can't
can laugh
I
at
can't
it.
poke.
I can
poke
double
jokes.
it though up to a month.
Wait,
I'm like,
wait,
if
take
I
this whole
lasted-
thing to a serious
if
turn.
If I lasted 14 days, I'm like, I instantly said to myself, I could double that. I could double it.
As Gritty stands now, how many days without a shower?
On average, like 4 or 5 days.
Without a shower?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I've gone camping too, where it's like, I mean, I'm black. I'm not getting in that lake, bro. I don't know what's in there. I'm not even trying to bird bath that. I've seen like parasites and stuff like that. Like I'll fish in it, but I'm not bathing in it.
Jenny and I go camping every year in Assateague Island, where we camp on the beach. We've got the tent. We live off the land. Every meal we cook is over an open flame type deal. Even they have showers.
Yeah.
And I find myself in that shower all the time just to get the grime off, just to get the sand out of my ass.
Hey, look. I'm out here living in the jungle.
All right.
All right. So, new game. Fluff, marry, kill, because there might be children
Fluff.
watching. Yeah, I don't want to say the other F word. So, Fluff, Marry, Kill.
That's so funny you're doing this.
It's Nick, KP, and Fangio. Go ahead, write it down.
I had the same exact idea.
Julia, you got to go first.
Who we got?
Nick, KP, Fangio.
Nick.
I know you're working, Julia.
Oh,
But you
yeah,
gotta
no,
answer first.
I'm Fangio is Mary. Fluff, I guess Nick. Kill KP.
There you go. E-Rock, is yours any different than that?
I'd marry Vic
Okay.
because he's old and he's going to die soon. He's going to die sooner than the other ones. So I can get that. I can get that inheritance money. You know,
There you
I hope
go.
all that money comes to me. F Nick. I think we all know who we're.
There we go.
We're icing.
I assume we're all going to have the same answer.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of easy.
Yeah.
I had the same exact idea. I was going to bring it
So
in.
don't worry. We're going to be doing this again. It'll be a segment of Fluff, Marry, Kill randomly when I pull it out.
But mine was different. Mine was like you have to extend, fire. Like right, you had to.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Same exact.
Vibe check.
Perspective.
Julia, A, B, C, or D. Same thing for you guys. A, B, C, or D. You get to pick.
A, B, C, or D? B.
B. Julia has B.
I'm always going to pick A.
A. E-Rock.
UMB.
Yep.
I'll take the big D.
Picking a D.
I
All
just
right,
mean because it's the
so-
last. It's the last one.
E-Rock is the president. Julia
Oh,
is
here
our
we go.
governor. And you are the senator. That leaves me with being a congressman. So that's how that works out for you guys.
Okay.
Mr. President.
If you could bring something back from the 90s, what would it be?
If I could bring something, can I pat? Do I got to answer
So
first?
I'll answer first while you
Okay,
guys are
all
thinking.
right.
'cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
going to think about it. So I like that little pocket animal thing that was like
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchis. Like just having a little thing like before fidgets or whatever, you'd feed it, you'd water it.
I had a purple monkey. Yeah, I remember.
Look, I tell you what, it was one of my special intros with the ladies. It just always got me in there something to talk about. When I talk about ladies, let me tell you something. I ate lunch with all girls. I was the only boy at the table, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm ahead of my time. Trust you me. When we get out of this 4th grade, you're gonna wish you were me." I started early. I knew where my bread was buttered. So yeah, if I had one of those little things or something like that, little device, that stuff was fun back in the day.
So they make stuff like that still.
Yeah.
I have like a little mini Grogu one that's like that. And it's
Yep.
not, you can't do as many things as the Tamagotchi, but they have like,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's what made this. I was going to guess something like that, but it's hard because,
it is.
yeah.
E.
I can't think of one thing, but I can think of just a sensibility. The 90s were a great decade because we were being introduced to technology, but we weren't dependent on it. That was the snapshot of the 90s. We still... Oh,
Like you had a
wanna-
pager, you could get
You had a
messages, you
pager,
could
you-
send rudimentary messages.
Listen, we were getting those
boobs,
AOL.
911.
Yeah. It took us 15 minutes to download one picture, and then you were sitting
Yeah.
there with your high school buddies, like, I think I see it. I think I see it. Scramble vision, the entire thing. But we had technology, and we were being introduced to technology and the internet, but we weren't so dependent on it. I recently went to dinner with a middle school buddy of mine, 43 years old, and I had to remember, I went back to my hometown, I had to remember the bike path into which I rode my bicycle at 12, 13, 14 years old to go visit my friend.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are?
Exactly.
Streetlights, baby.
And like, I couldn't believe that I was driving the distance that I was driving in order to do that. Yeah, the lights went on. We all had to go home. You wanted to play. You were bored. Go play by the creek. Try not to get stung by bees.
Yeah.
Try not to injure yourself. Go play outside. Go roughhouse. My kids, for better or for worse, and I think as parents, we're all dealing with this, like just the doom scrolling, the tablets, the iPhones, and they're just growing up. We can't expect them to be as mature as we were because we had to figure stuff out. Our parents didn't know where we were. There was no way to, well, how did your parents know where you were? They didn't. They just said, go outside, figure it out. Kids these days, I think, are a step back because they're not matured enough. So I would bring the sensibility back of technology, but not being so reliant on it. Go touch friggin' grass.
Okay, Grandpa.
I love it.
What do you got?
I just want my hair back.
There you go.
I have beautiful hair.
There you go.
I have beautiful hair in the 90s,
I had
man.
frosted tips.
You know what I
puka
mean?
shell
Like, come
necklaces.
on.
What a time to be
I'm
alive.
45 now, and every day in the mirror, I'm like, oh, the 90s. That was so. I show pictures. Like, look, this used to be me.
Yep.
I used to be good looking.
All right, I gotta hurry up. Bonus question. Since it's Thanksgiving, Julia, what are you thankful for, and what is your favorite food at Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm thankful for my family. And it used to be stuffing, but now with celiac, mashed potatoes.
Thankful also for my family. We do a little bit of an unconventional holiday dinner no matter what the holiday. We're a big seafood family. So mom breaks out the lobster mac and cheese. That's a good one.
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, boys, but it's family. Like, you know, sometimes you just feel like you got so lucky.
Yeah.
How the hell? Because we see everything that goes on. And you're like, how the hell did I get so lucky with these idiots around me? Because they're idiots to us, but they're our family. Favorite food? You intimated it. The Friday, the leftovers.
Yeah.
When you get to make the sandwich. Make the sandwich with the bread and the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and the turkey and the cranberry sauce. That's the best.
I love the turkey because it's the only time I get it, but I'm a macaroni and cheese guy.
White or dark?
Huh?
White or dark turkey?
All about the Caucasians.
You like the white
breast,
meat?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, dark meat's the way to go. That's where the
Little,
flavor
little
is.
gamey though, ain't it?
That's where the flavor is.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm doing what I'm doing. I got a lot of salt and pepper. And I'm just going to double down on boobs. I'm very thankful for boobs. The family gets all the credit all the time. They can get that at Christmas time. But this year, thankful for boobs. Thanks for watching. Go to PHOI, subscribe, share, send it to somebody else. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us. Beat the Bears. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.